Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh, good, good, good. And it's, of course, it's a welcome back now. Amy and Henry, you were here before.
Yes, indeed.
Ben, you've never been here before.
No, it's very intimidating. Very intimidating.
No, they told you, isn't it? It's easy, it's fine.
They told me it was very easy, yeah.
It's fine, it's fine. And before we do another thing, congratulations to Amy Adams, because you're now a lady married wife person.
Oh, yeah, officially married. We've been together a really long time, but we finally got married.
Why finally?
My daughter was really into the idea, so we said, okay.
So she could be a bridesmaid, you got married.
No, that's the funny thing. She ended up not being into it at all. She just wanted the ice cream, which I think was her plan all along.
She'd heard about receptions.
Yeah, exactly.
And as a married lady, though, here you are, you know, in a whole heap of hotness.
Yeah.
It
I have
is.
a very understanding husband, which is nice. He lets me be the meat in this manwich here, so.
Yeah. Because now, Henry Cavill, are you the hottest man in the world right now?
Doesn't sound it.
No, I can tell you, actually, you're the fourth. You're the fourth hottest man.
That's good to know.
Yeah. Now, Ben, you were the hottest man in the world, weren't you?
I didn't know that. But
Oh,
now,
you were,
now I'm
people.
going to find out I'm 86th or something.
It's worse than that. You're 99. But you're hotter than Javier Bardem.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I've never even broken the top 10, so you guys should feel real proud.
Because in this movie, Ben, you know, you are in incredible shape in this film. So what was your standing start? Because he obviously had been Superman already.
Well, yeah, I saw him in the Superman movie before, and I was kind of pissed me off because I was like, great, now you're going to set this whole... I was hoping he'd be kind of normal looking. And then I figured he's the alien, I'm just a man, so I could kind of roll out of bed. But no, we worked out every day, and I hated every minute of it. And I was glad when it was over.
But was there must be, because you can't help it, like when you finally get on set together, you must have been kind of like, his arms aren't that big. You know.
That was when we slept together.
Deleted scenes.
We never fell asleep.
I didn't stay over.
Now, Henry, that picture we were looking at the top of the show there.
Yeah.
Now, what you posted it. I didn't go looking. You posted that picture. And in fairness, if I looked like that, I'd be sitting with my top off right now. But, now, you posted it on Facebook, didn't you?
Oh, yes, Facebook and Instagram.
Yes, yeah, somebody did. And, well, the comments were...
That's actually from my Facebook page.
It's your goal.
I was going to do worse than that. No matter what, I was going to do less than that. Yeah. Do not exceed this.
The comments on Facebook, though, I love that people, like, bother to put these things. I think I just wet my panties. There's this next person. I have the weirdest boner right now. We're hoping that's a man.
I want to know what was weird about it.
I know. And then this one, I just love this one. This is just, holy sweet little 7-pound baby Jesus.
What does that even mean?
Happy Easter? I don't know. It's very random. Ben, it is this kind of funny club now. There's a kind of elite group of people who have all worn the outfit. So did you reach out to any of them?
You know, I didn't reach out to any of them. I have talked to many of them since. I had a really interesting encounter. I was buying my kids one Tuesday afternoon. We went to a costume shop, a Halloween shop. There was nobody in the place. The woman proprietor didn't recognize me or didn't care at all that I was in there. I was in there with my kids, and I heard this voice. Oi, is that you? Ben, Affleck, is that you here? I looked around. That's my British accent. Very good. Thank you very much. Thank you. And I looked around, and I saw Christian Bale. And the first thing I thought was, Christian Bale is British? He's such a good actor. I thought, I really was like... And he was very friendly. He was there with his kid buying Halloween costumes, too. And apparently she didn't recognize him either. And,
this is quite the store.
It was this Los Angeles costume shop. And he was... very generous and kind. He's a wonderful guy, and he said, you know, make sure they put a zipper in that suit. I did 3 movies with no zipper in my outfit. So he gave me some very practical advice. And
did you take that advice?
I did take that advice, and it proved quite useful.
Yes.
Yeah. And he was very, very kind to me and very sweet, and I appreciate it because it would have felt awful if I thought, you know, that he was going around going, "Can you believe that they put in that Batman?" And I ended up running into Michael Keaton, and And I talked to Clooney briefly, whose advice was unrepeatable. And,
What was his advice?
It's just a string of epithets. That's George.
Okay. And now, Amy Adams, you're back as Lois Lane.
Yes.
And I don't mean to be rude, but on set, you do sound like you're very annoying.
Yes.
That's not rude at all.
No, that's all right. I'm annoying offset, too. It's like, I'm used to it, so that's
No,
okay.
but you sing a lot. That must irritate people.
Henry? No, I actually sing. I'm not looking for an audience. Like, it's not as though I'm like, everybody stand still. I've just worked on this number, so it's like the world doesn't stop. It's more like to myself, so more I'm just weird than annoying. But yeah.
Especially in the trailer that you're singing.
I do sing in the trailer.
Yeah.
No, I sang Zach. Actually, our kids are about the same age, so I was stuck singing a lot of Disney songs. And he would make suggestions. But they had a sign on set that says "Days Since Let It Go" was sung, and it was always on 0. Sorry, guys. My daughter was singing it on repeat at home, and.
But do you sing on like, because when you're in things like The Fighter or American Hustle,
I do.
you know, really David O. Russell is cool with you singing Let It Go on set?
I sang Dream a Little Dream on that set, and I was usually in a corner by myself, like trying to calm down. I know, right? I'm not really improving. You guys aren't laughing now, you're just scared. I'm funny. You're like, she really is the most annoying person.
Yeah, we're never going to be in a film with her. But actually, in the film, Amy, we see a lot of Amy Adams.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, you're naked.
Well, in a tub with, like, milk salts or whatever makes it cloudy.
I thought it was lovely.
Oh, thank you.
I was surprised. It wasn't that cloudy.
It wasn't that cloudy.
No, because you're in the bath as well.
Yes.
Yeah. We're really selling tickets here now. Can I just say, we are...
Oh, yeah,
the tickets are flying out the door right now.
Completely naked in the tub.
And Wonder Woman's in the bath, too.
Sorry. No, they actually put you in very unflattering modesty garments, so there's really, there's like stick-on things and...
But don't they float off like plasters in the bath? Oh, they do?
Yes, they do. Yeah. I'm like, sorry, Henry.
I've got something in my back. What is it? What is it?
They do float to the top, and you're like trying to do a scene, and there's like a little Band-Aid. Sorry, I promise that's off my boob, but then that doesn't sound much better.
Yeah, because then you start looking around, like, what else could it be off? I don't know. Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. It is out tonight. And we've got a clip. This is Batman v Superman, wouldn't you know it. You're not in it, Amy.
Cool.
No, you're very good in the film.
Thank you.
Just not in this bit.
That's all right. Show the boy.
Here you Faster than a speeding bullet. Yeah. Now, obviously, for you, Henry, you know, a young actor looking at that big break, Superman comes along. It's an amazing opportunity. But Ben Affleck, busy, 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 the writing, the directing, the acting. And to take on something like Batman, it's quite a high-risk thing to do.
You're telling me.
So how did they talk you round?
Well, it was an unusual choice, definitely. I had a number of different sort of opportunities, and for one thing, the risk was very appealing. It's a very compelling screenplay written by a guy named Chris Terrio, who wrote Argo, which was a movie that I directed, and I really liked what Henry had done with, and Amy had done in Man of Steel, and I really liked the version of the Batman that they were doing, which was, you know, sort of Zach came to me and said, you know, I want you to do this Batman, and I said, I don't think I'm really right for this, you know, the young guy who's avenging his parents' death and goes and puts on a cowl and fights super villains, maybe, you know, at one time, but he said, no, that's not it. He's completely broken down. He's older. He's fallen apart. He's on the verge of moral bankruptcy. You're perfect for it. Excellent. Let me sign right up. Thank you.
Because you talked about the risk, the high risk. Did the studio kind of manage your expectations about that?
They did, actually. They said, look, we want you to know that these announcements now, the fans are really engaged and they feel a great sense of proprietorship over these choices. And they showed me actually some of the reactions to when Heath Ledger was cast as the Joker, who, of course, did a magnificent job. And the reaction, I was shocked at this internet, you know, this bile. And I said, this just happens. You know, people, if it's not who they expect or who they want, they can be, you know, unpleasant. And I said, no, that won't, not with me. It's going to be fine. And the first time, after the announcement went out, I looked on the internet and I just saw one person and it just said, no!
Hey. And I would have thought, Amy, because people are very, you know, like, you know, they really care about these things.
Sure.
Did you have to fight for Lois Lane to be a redhead?
No, I was actually prepared to dye my hair. I thought for sure they're going to color my hair, but Zach liked the idea that she was just who she was. And I was a little concerned because I thought people would have a hard time accepting it, and I'm sure I did not read the comments because don't want to know. No! I'm sure there was plenty of
Ginger!
I know. Well, it's so funny. In the States, if you have red hair, you're like sassy and fiery and like ready to go. And here, it's like you're a ginger. It's like, I'll stay over there. So.
And now, the voice. Christian Bale, now, he did it himself.
Yes, he did.
But this time, it's a different version.
Well, like I said, Christian's a great actor. For me, I required electronic manipulation of the voice to do it. We kind of thought, we posited that he was a famous billionaire, and so that people would recognize his real voice, and it would give away his identity, so that within the cowl is an electronic device that changes Batman's voice for him, so that he's not recognized, so that it digitally manipulates the voice. So I performed the voice, and then Zach was able to change it with a computer later on. So I just played the part, and then, you know, when I watched the movie, the voice is different. It's electronic.
Because we've got a mic, and I think this is set up.
Is this set up?
Oh, it is.
Oh.
Isn't it amazing they can do that?
Isn't it amazing?
Do you do the thing when you know that it's going to do it, but you still do it too? you do it on top of the thing?
You do it.
Can you give us some like lines?
Sure.
I'd like a large pizza. Pepperoni. 2 Pepsis.
Oh, you try a bit, Amy Adams. Let's hear it with a girl's voice.
I don't actually want to sound like Batman. Do you bleed?
Deep.
I'm glad you didn't make that before you were taking my job.
That was really good. Have a go, Henry. Why not? What would Superman say?
I'm Batman. And I'm secretly in love with Superman.
Okay, let's stop. And now, there's been a lot, I think more than normal this time round, a lot's been made about Superman's disguise as Clark Kent.
Yeah.
And how really light it is. It's a very light disguise.
Seemingly so.
Really.
Yeah.
Like, I've got the glasses, so if you just pop them on so we can see the difference that the glasses make, just pass them down. Here we go.
Prepare to be amazed.
Where's Henry gone? That's really creepy, crazy. Is it like...
It's even creepy when you say it in that voice.
Because it is one of those things, it's amazing that either they haven't come up with some sort of backstory, or like, you kind of think in 2016 they wouldn't just put you in some glasses and say, and no one will know who you are. But actually, didn't you do an experiment?
I did indeed. Yeah, to be a counterpoint to what you're talking about.
Yeah.
To just prove you wrong, in
Yeah.
fact. A friend of mine and I were discussing the idea of these glasses not being good enough disguise. And we decided to go to Times Square to test the theory. I wore a Superman t-shirt and no glasses and stood underneath the giant wraparound Batman v Superman posters in Times Square.
I think we've got a picture. Oh, there you are.
There you go.
Yeah.
And took a bunch of other photos and some video as well, and got stopped twice. Once by someone exiting the subway asking for directions to Central Station. And the other time was in a coffee shop where someone said, "Could you please stop taking photos?" And that was it.
That is bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's apparently very easy to do.
Can I say, you just look really,
that, I have an incredibly
comfortable.
boring
You look
face.
really comfortable in those glasses.
And smart.
Yeah, oh, for once.
And you are going to be busy with Superman for quite a while now, because there's the Justice League films they're coming up. But I'm contractually obliged, I must ask you, because James Bond, the gig seems to be up. Last time you came second, didn't you? You were the other choice.
Yes.
Yeah.
The first loser.
Yeah, the first loser. The person who was closest to not being him. So this time round, do you think? What's the story?
Do I think? I don't know. It all depends. I mean, obviously, I'm very busy with the Superman stuff. If there were any windows and if they wanted me to do that kind of role, it would be great. I mean, love to do it. It depends on what everyone here thinks. I mean, if you guys think
That was shameless. Shameless.
then I guess I should do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think walking the streets begging is bad. It's a bad look. You're better than that, Henry. You're better than that.
No, I am not.
I think it seems a bit greedy to be Superman and James Bond.
Greedy or awesome?
Awesome for you. Yes, true. And the odd thing is, I suppose, there's an awful lot of people in America who don't know you are British.
Yes.
Because I have to say, your American accent is...
I didn't even know Christian Bale was British.
Yeah,
But his accent is good, isn't it?
very good.
It's not just British
very
people who
good.
think it's good.
No. There are some Brits who come to... First, the Brits have completely taken over America in terms of film and television. You can't turn on the TV with it's all British people on, you know, on our television set. Not that there's anything wrong with it. They've taken over, and some of them, not that I'm going to name any names, that there's anything wrong with it, do accents that sort of sound like this. Hello there, we're pronouncing our R's, can't you tell? And then there are those like Henry and Christian and others whose accents are impeccable and to whom you must tip your hat, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I would agree.
Yeah.
I was wondering if he was going to answer the question directly then or not, or just skirt over the facts, be like, yeah, lots of people have good American accents. Henry does, right? What I think, British TV, American TV,
Some people
British
do.
actors, and a lot do. Christian, in particular, it's amazing.
Well, yours is good. It's like particularly Midwestern, which is specific.
You honed in on Kansas.
The idea.
Of course, yes.
Goodness, I was doing my job.
And you can take your glasses off now if you want to. Or are you comfortable in them?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Surprise.
Is this pathetic? He does look quite different without them now. I'm sort of being convinced. And Amy, your English accent, though, was very good in American Hustle.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
But people must have been quite distracted by your outfits in American Hustle.
Yep.
It's not the outfits they're distracted by.
Did the other actors find that distracting?
Everyone else was really polite about it. Jennifer was the only one who really commented, like, can you put him away, God? I gotta see him again. Like, because I would slouch in the blue dress when we had the scene, and she's like, nipple, nipple. Like, really? And I eventually drew a face on it so it would at least look friendly to her. So,
And you, when you're doing an accent, you stay in it. Are you one of those actors?
I don't mean to all the time, but yeah, I do stay in it. I was doing Big Eyes. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I play a really southern woman with this kind of great hairdo, which is kind of big.
I love that film. It's great.
And it was the bigger wig than this, but my husband had a kidney stone, but it collapsed at home. So I leave the set, I'm running in the ambulance, I get to the hospital, all this, I'm going through this whole thing, and I realize I still have the wig on, and I'm asking all of these medical questions in a southern accent. I was like, is he gonna be all right, or are we? Like, I'm still in character, like, I'm not sure what a kidney stone is. I caught myself in the mirror when I was washing my hands, and I thought, oh, I am really just bad shit. So I started singing.
That'd be genius. Yeah. And while we're talking about accents, we have to mention Ben Affleck in Shakespeare in Love, because that was a really good English accent.
Thank you very much.
No, because it was hard, because you were just surrounded by British people.
I was the only person who hadn't been knighted in the film. And so, yeah, Gwyneth, who's basically British, let's face it,
yeah.
right? She's got a pass. And so, yeah, I felt very self-conscious in the movie, yeah. In fact, I studied... I didn't know what to study a British accent I went to the store and, you know, like Barnes & Noble and just bought someone reading sonnets. You know, and it was a very British-sounding fellow who's, you know, like, trouble heaven with your bootless cries. And I went at home and read them out loud over and over and over again. And then I went to the read-through for the movie, and I swear to God, the fucking guy who was reading the sonnets was next to me at the read-through. And I said, like, you know, I'm a little embarrassed. This is so amazing. So I've been studying you and your voice from us. And he said, oh, dear boy. It's going to be all right. And a couple of guys from the RSC looked at me and were like, you know, that's a bit more than a pleasant touch of the knee. Oh, okay, well, that's fine. I mean, we were excited, but I had a great time on that movie. In fact, I learned the accent very well. I got to wear a codpiece, which was my only experience wearing one, and then they had to film me from the waist up because they thought it would give us an X.
Really?
Yeah, it's like I had a giant codpiece built into my costume.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, right. You were just going, but yeah, it was so big. They can't screen this film. Oh, I see. It was a bit. Why was it so big?
I don't know the costumers. I don't know my friend, the reader. You know, it's just the way they saw me, I guess. Yeah.
Now, Ben, when Matt Damon, he's been here and he talked about the night you won the Oscar for Good Will Hunting, and he has a kind of particular take on it. And
I don't look very happy in that particular photograph. I
You don't
assure
look
you I
thrilled.
was.
He looks
Matt
thrilled.
looks drunk.
But I wonder, looking back, do you kind of rejoice that you had that amazing success so early on, or does a bit of you kind of not regret it, but sort of, I don't know, think it was a bit of a curse?
I mean, I don't think it was a curse, but I couldn't really appreciate it. I mean, it was very hallucinatory. It was like, I don't know if you've ever been in a traffic accident, but there's that moment where you go, oh my God, I'm going to crash into this wall over here. You know, everything sort of slows down and you're spinning around. That was how it kind of felt. They said our names and I sort of looked at Matt and was like, should we get up? And we get up and there's, you know, people are clapping, you know, and there was Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau presented it to us, and, you know, Billy Crystal was hosting and he was going, Matt and Ben, and you know, I was 24 years old. I mean, I barely knew anything at all, and it was, you know, I mean, I think it was in some ways trouble to get that much attention that young, and I really didn't have any perspective on it at all. It was a wonderful honor, but it was, you know, I certainly appreciated later on much more what it meant.
And was there a kind of thing where people thought you were that character?
Yeah, I think people thought that Matt was the math genius and then I was his sort of dim-witted friend he dragged along from home. You know what I mean? They were like, you give him an Oscar too. All right, guy. You know, and that stayed with me for a while. You're all right too. You can go ahead. You know.
So being back at the Oscar podium for Argo, that must have been such a kind of, what a satisfying
Hopefully
moment.
no one thought I was a dim-witted friend anyway. I don't know. Yeah, no, it was much more satisfying. And I had been through so much stuff, so many ups and downs and humiliations and highs and lows. And you know, at that point I had 3 children and I had built a whole life, and it felt like something that was much more, I appreciated it, and I really felt like I also knew what it meant and what it didn't mean, you know what I mean, and that what was important about it and what wasn't, and it was a really nice night, and I got to share with people that I really loved, and it was probably a much more healthy experience.
And that thing of success early on, because, you know, young actors, they think they got their big break. You know, because Amy, that's such a weird story, the Catch Me If You Can story.
Yeah.
So you get cast by Steven Spielberg opposite Leonardo DiCaprio, and you must have thought, this is it. It's all taking off now.
Yeah, I thought yep. Didn't.
Now, how many years was it after that you didn't work?
I didn't work for a full year after that. And then sort of started getting roles again. And then, yeah, I don't know. I think it got too heady. And again, sometimes when things happen at the wrong time, it gets heady, and then I just choked. Like every audition, I just kind of was really bad. So I can't blame anybody else, but it was overwhelming. Like the thought of, you know, the thought of it was overwhelming. But then it worked out.
Wow, is that?
Yeah.
It's weird that you needed to go through that to get to, you know, where you are now.
I think so. It's kind of like you had to let go. You know, it's that whole saying of like, you know, let it go. Wait a second.
Please God, no, no!
Do you see how it happens? How easy it happens? And then what is the girl to do, you know?
Because Henry...
No,
oh, no, God. It'll cost us too much money.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. But Henry, you are... Like, there must be so many actors watching this show and watching this couch, and, like, Hollywood really messed with your head. I mean, they nearly gave you the big gig so many times.
Yeah. There was... I mean, Superman was one of them.
Oh, the first time around, yeah.
Yeah, Bond was another one. And now I want both.
I'll show them.
Take that, Hollywood. Yeah, essentially, I got close to a bunch of stuff and didn't get it. But it's funny that people think that that's a bad thing, where in Hollywood, everyone's auditioning, or in the acting industry, everyone's trying to get a role, and they're not necessarily getting them. And so, to get an opportunity to be in the limelight by missing out on the big roles is actually a good thing, as opposed to a bad thing. And I count my lucky stars for each one of those.
Okay, you're turning it into a positive. It still sounds quite shit to just lose jobs over that. It's like, no, didn't get it again. That's great. But it's great for my profile. I'm the guy who never works. Because wasn't Twilight written for you?
Oh, well, hey, I don't know. I wouldn't go that far. Or you can. I think the writer of the books, when the movie came around, I think I was her first choice. I think. That's the rumour I heard. And she wanted me to play the role, but it wasn't up to her. And instead, you know, a very talented actor played it instead.
Wow. Who will remain nameless. Not that he's angry.
Wealthy and famous, but nameless.
In Twilight. All the Twilights. He's in there.
Be in the remake.
Yeah. And very quickly, Batman v Superman. Of course, the world is very excited to see these films. But, Ben, it sounds like your son is very excited. Because how cool, like, his dad is Batman. Like, how old is he, 4?
Yes, he's 4. He's 4 years old.
So does he kind of think you are?
He actually, not even kind of, he believes that I'm Batman. I've kind of set a sort of a trap for myself because I showed him some of the clips and the stuff, and I told him, yeah, you know, I'm Batman. And so now he thinks, like, his dad is Batman. You know, truly. And now when I go out of the house, he says, are you going to the Batcave? And I have to tell him, yep, going to the Batcave. I'm sure that, you know, it's going to come back to haunt me when he's in therapy. Going, like, he lied to me! Batman! Peter Clay, it's...
But what's the thing with the UPS guy?
It's not the UPS, it's the FedEx guy. You know, I don't know if in this country Federal Express has the same color combination. There's a sort of purplish tint to the uniform.
Yeah.
But in the United States, they have this purple color, and so my son thinks the FedEx guy is the Joker. And so every time he comes to deliver a screenplay, my son tells me, you know, like, Dad, the Joker's outside. And then he wants me to go fight him. So I have to go through this whole ritual where I go out, I give the guy $20 to do like a pantomime kung fu Adam West fight with me, so my son will still believe I'm Batman and I can beat up the Joker. I think the guys draw lots to not have to deliver scripts to the house.
But didn't you give it the best birthday party, though?
I did. He wanted to have a superhero party, you know, and that's usually where you pay some guys who dress up like on Hollywood Boulevard as various superheroes, and they come and do a pantomime thing. And I said, sure, no problem. And he said, Dad, I want you to be real Batman. So I said, okay, I'll be real Batman. And I called the studio and asked them if they would give me the real costume, and they sent costumers over, and it was 10 in the morning, you know, it was really hot, and I put the outfit on, it was broad daylight, and you know, Batman's sexy at night. He's not that cool at 10 in the morning when you're sweaty and hot. And I was prepared for it when thinking it was a lot of little kids. But then I realized they all brought their parents. You know what I mean? So it's sort of like being on this show in broad daylight in my Batman outfit with my scary voice. And I came trundling out there. And I walked out, I saw the look on all these adults' faces, kind of going, wow. Batman!
Right, it is time for music. Now, over the last 3 decades, this group have become the most successful British duo of all time. Here performing The Pop Kids, please welcome Pet Shop Boys. City down, city down. Does the cap stay on?
The cap?
Well, the lights, I mean.
Oh, I can switch them off. But do you want them off?
Well, it's a bit blinding. I feel like I'm in traffic, but...
I can flash.
Oh, look at that. Oh.
It's all very high-tech.
Yeah. Is it the feeling you get for a road accident?
Do you want them off?
No, it's up to you.
I don't mind flashing.
No, flashing is actually more annoying. I'll leave them on or off. Yeah.
Where are they? Oh, there you go.
There you go.
There we go.
So, that is off the album Super. Oh, now I've got... Look at me. I've got... Look... Oh...
Oh,
Oldie
wow.
worldy vinyl, ladies and gentlemen.
Not oldie worldy anymore.
No, it's very popular now.
Very. Sainsbury's. I read in the paper, starting to sell them.
Really?
Yeah.
Vinyl records?
Vinyl records.
God, it's a world gone mad, isn't it? What'll they do with them? Does anyone have a record? It's funny, everyone's talking about people buying vinyl, but where do you buy a record player?
Well, it's still DJ shops.
Oh.
You can buy, yeah, you can get Technics, decks, you know.
Well, he's down with the kids. Very good. So that is out now. And, oh, no, it's not. It's out on April the 1st. But the Pop Kids is out now. And now you're doing is it 3 nights at the Royal Opera House or 5?
It's 4, actually.
Okay. It's none of those, Graham. It's from, actually, I could have worked it out, because it says here, from the 20th to the 23rd. That would be 4 nights.
Yes, that would be.
Of July. At the Royal Opera House, though. Pooch?
The Royal Opera House, yeah, they asked us... actually, they asked us last year, and we said no, but this year we had a new album out. And it's sort of a special thing, playing at the Royal Opera House.
And when you're putting together the show, Chris, do you go to rehearsals at all?
I've always done as little as possible.
But no, seriously, do you show up on the night and just go, where's the Yamaha, and I'll go stand there?
We have used a body double in the past.
You didn't show up, you phoned in sick.
We have. I was sick in Barcelona.
Oh, just once, yeah.
No one noticed.
No, they did.
Listen, the album Super is out on April the 1st. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pet Shop Boys. Very good. Now, we've just got time before we go to make our first visit of the series to the Big Red Chair. Who awaits? Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
My name is Janice.
Janice. And where are you from, Janice?
I'm from Minnesota.
Are you really?
Yes.
Because you do sound like you're pretending.
Oh, I'm from Minnesota.
It's like, I'm going to sound like I'm from Minnesota, and I'm going to dress like someone from Minnesota. I don't know why I think they wear knitted hoodies, but there you go. I thought they did. But are you here on your holidays?
No, we're actually living here for a few months.
Oh, right. What are you doing?
My husband is an IT specialist.
He's an IT specialist. Is he from Minnesota, too?
Yes, he is.
Oh, right. And but you normally live in Minnesota, but you've come here for the few months?
Yes.
To install something?
Yes.
Do you know what?
No.
So where do you get him to stay?
We're in Kensington.
Oh, she's far from Minnesota now, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. You've landed on your feet, Janice.
Oh, good.
Yeah. No, he's a catch, the old IT guy.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he is.
yeah. How long have you been married?
A lot of years.
We'll leave it at that, Janice.
I went to art school. 16.
16 years Janice is married. Well done. OK, Janice, I look forward to this story. Off you go with your story.
Okay, so a long time ago, I went on a date with a guy who thought he was Indiana Jones, complete with hat and jacket. And he picked me up in his car, and we drove to dinner. And as we were driving to dinner, he had a flaky booger on the end of his nose. And he was telling me his adventuresome tales because his father was an archaeologist. But I couldn't look at him because every time I looked, the booger would just go like this in the wind. And so then we sat down at dinner, and it was still there. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to totally come out in his food. And so all I know was Africa. Something. I don't even remember what he was talking about. Then we got in the parking lot. He slipped on the ice. His hat flew. He got up and pretended nothing happened. He had a big, messy situation, but the fall did dislodge his booger. I never went out with him again.
It seems... Oh, poor Janice. I had such high hopes for Janice's story. You kind of thought the life that woman's led, and the best story she had was just somebody with a booger. That was poor. I'd hoped for more. Has the chair been repaired? What? Oh, we are. Okay, one more. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Hello.
Hi,
Hi, what's your name?
Louise.
Louise, are you from Britain?
I am. I'm from London.
Wow! How amazing. Okay, Louise, off you go with your story.
Okay, well, my story involves a female-only sauna, a very tiny towel, and 8 men in uniform.
Ooh, very good. Now, can I just say, that's a very good opening to a story. All vaguely interested now. There's something for everyone in that story, isn't there? Off you go.
Okay, so a few years ago, I lived in Paris, and I was at the gym one evening and went to the sauna afterwards. And I went in the sauna and with this teeny-weeny little towel. It was women only. The French women, the Parisian women are very laid back. And as I was climbing up to get onto my seat, you know, there's wooden benches in the sauna. My leg went through the wooden bench. One of the slats broke, my leg went through, and I was jammed, could not get out. And so my friend went off to get help after about 30 minutes of standing there, sweating in the sauna. All of a sudden, the door
Wait a minute, they didn't turn the sauna off?
The door opens, and not one, not two, but 8 firemen walked in, decided it was a job for 8 of them, and managed to pull my leg out of there. These men were very burly. I mean, my friend told me afterwards they were very good looking. I wouldn't have known. I couldn't look them in the face. I was too mortified. Yeah, that was it. That was my story.
Oh, bless. I do need to flip you, though. There you go. Well done, everyone. And if you'd like to join us on the show and have a go in the red chair, you can contact us via our website at this very address. That is it for tonight. Please say thank you to my guests, Pet Shop Boys, Henry Cavill, Amy Adams, and Ben Affleck. Join me next week with music from Riley Ritchie, actor Stephen Mangan, Hollywood stars Kirsten Dunst and Jessica Chastain, and the mighty Thor himself, Chris Hemsworth. I'll see you then. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.